Everything is crap came out a few days ago, and personally I have barely stopped playing when the time allowed it. After a few hours of playtime and a general overview of what is possible, I dare now to give a little review on the game, because I do like it and I do want to, well, express my opinion about it. The core of Everything is Crap is simple. Like any survivor like roguelike, you start with nothing, and over time and with gathering of currency and XP, you gain levels and means to be more effective at what you do. That might be killing, or that might be just discovering stuff. A tried and proven concept in multiple games, like for example the name-giving Vampire Survivors, or with various similar games that embrace the core concept but are a little different and have a little bit of twist to them, like Potato for example. The mechanic defining Everything is Crap is the evolution aspect. You start by selecting a gene seed that gives you slightly altered starting conditions, which range from a little bit more HP or random stats at the beginning or more points of interest, as well as the evolution aspect of the game itself. With every level you gain a different evolution that you can choose from. With the gene seeds it's only maximum 2 per round. With the evolutions it's 1 per level. Then you start. You're basically a starting little blue blob and then you go eat. You can either eat the meat of your slayed enemies or the fruit from nearby trees. Alternatively, you could try your luck with nearby grown mushrooms, but no matter what you eat, you will get XP until you hit the next level. With every level, or through any other means, you get an evolution point, or you get a choice of evolutions that will improve you, your behavior, or your body. That may be by getting a shell, by more arms, or getting arms in the beginning, more eyes, or gather mutation points, so you can upgrade your own evolutions during the level up phase. So you are able to strategize, trying to make yourself more powerful with synergies that make sense, like getting more and more mass when your main attack scales with it. This leads to multiple possible paths, from the apex predator over to a peaceful herbivore or a wandering nomad, all while trying to survive the challenges the environment throws at you, with at least 4 different biomes, which are namely the forest, the desert, the tundra, and a water world liking, and with each having an environmental effect that you have to play around. For example, in the forest it rains a lot, so you will get more wet and wet over time, which will lead to a longer cooldown on your abilities. Or in the tundra, you get colder and colder until you start freezing, which damages you with every tick. Some evolutions can help you mitigate those impacts. For example, fur will let you adapt to the cold, or subcutaneous fat will give you heat and frost absorption, so progress on those debuffs will take longer. Other than that, standing in your way are other creatures, obviously, that are either fleeing from you, hiding from you, if they don't like fighting, or other predators that will actively hunt you or are competitors against the other prey. All other creatures evolve with you over the course of the round, which means they get stronger, or for example the prey gets poisonous, or it hides, or it fights back maybe, while other predators get stronger, faster, hunt in packs. And if that is not enough, after a certain amount of time bosses will appear. Those will lock you in, so you have more or less an arena fight, and if you fight them, they will prove to be a challenge. You can wait them out, and after a time they will give up and drop a fruit that will have a bigger impact evolution, but same if you beat them and eliminate them. At the end of the round, the Crabkin will appear, which is a huge boss, which is way stronger and has multiple abilities, and with each difficulty it will be more powerful. And this one will be the last challenge in the level. Especially in the later levels, the fight can be quite challenging, as it has multiple abilities to hurt you, and it has various allies, which at the same time it ushers in an apocalypse. So meteors are starting crashing down with a growing frequency, earthquakes shake your screen, and the Crabkin will spawn more and more enemies and tentacles that will, well, want to fight you, want to eat you. Eating the Crabkin, though, unlocks the next difficulty stage, which can go up to 20. There are 20 difficult stages as far as I've seen, and the endless mode after the difficulty stages. unlocking them can also unlock some different evolutions or further challenges. If you got the corresponding achievement, you can even unlock alternate cosmetics. Challenges, just mentioned, they are special levels that will set you up with special modificators at the start. Sometimes, for example, in a desert and have only a desert, there's no other biome. Or you will be starting very, very small and everything else is way bigger and can eat you with one bite. Eating those challenges further unlocks achievements and, of course, corresponding cosmetics, as well as a few more evolutions. The carrot on the stick for the player, unlocking everything and having more paths available, more evolutions available, and obviously beating the Crabkin at the highest difficulty level or having the most fun build. Overall, the gameplay loop is indeed a fun one, as you can see your little creature going from a little blue blob to a mighty creature or the alpha pack leader of your little army of other critters. You can see it evolve in the direction you choose and try to withstand the challenges of the level. At the same time, there are a few things to note that are less than optimal, especially in the beginning, or put straight up a damper on your fun, depending on how big of an impact it has on you, obviously. While the gameplay loop is fun, some of the mechanics do seem a little bit underdeveloped. I mean, it is only like a week old at the moment, but it is officially released as far as I've seen, so I wish that those mechanics would be a little bit more developed. For example, the clarity of attack ranges or hitboxes are a big one for me, because you can enhance your attack range with an evolution or the area in which you attack with, but it also seems to scale with the creature size. So the bigger you get, the bigger of an attack you have, which logically makes sense, but I don't know how the hitbox changes basically. And the evolution path with smaller sizes might be a little bit disadvantaged because they have to get closer to your prey, as well as sometimes the hitbox of yourself is not clear, so you can get hit by stuff you thought you would have dodged, or basically is impossible to dodge because of your size. So at the same time, the active dodging is a little bit questionable at times, because sometimes you get hit while you dodge, because the hit registers before you are able to dodge, basically. Which can be quite annoying, but can also mean get good, in my case. A lot of times during my playtime, I was able to hit when the indicator did not hit the creature. For example, it goes in both ways. Or I was hit when I was out of reach for some attacks. And that is especially so for poison clouds. Don't get me started on them. Sometimes you get poisons even though on the visual side you did not touch the poison cloud, but seemingly the hitbox. Furthermore, some of the other mechanics do seem to be a little bit underdeveloped. During your run you can encounter mushrooms of various nature. You can technically identify them when you have the right mutations or encounters of points of interest, but the description of them, once you identify them, does not always make it clear what the mushroom does, is sometimes even straight up wrong, and only pops up for a very few seconds. So, for example, if a mushroom is called yummy, I would expect you can eat it and there's no problem, but it still sometimes poisons you, or damages you in other ways. So, and the other thing is, when you are in a fight and you get close to a mushroom but are not able to read a pop-up because you want to dodge, or you want to, you don't have the visual clarity basically, you will never know what the mushroom does since it doesn't pop up again. So you can only eat the mushroom then and look what the effect does, but the same mushroom will not always have the same effect. So yeah, and the effects themselves, they can have a wide variety, from poisoning you to healing you, to giving you a lot of XP, or giving you a heat debuff that you would only get in the desert, stuff like that. If this mechanic could be a little bit more clear, for example, you can identify it every time you watch the mushroom, or the clarity on the description is a little bit more clear. I know it's only one word that is describing them, but still it could be a little bit more clear. Then that would be way more fun building around the mushroom mechanic, because there would be evolution paths that could just go full on mushroom, basically. Another negative point would be the starting conditions in every round. Technically, you unlock those gene seeds I already mentioned at the start, which you can choose twice, each from 3 choices. You have 3 choices, pick one of them, and then you pick a second one from 3 choices, but they can be more or less the same. Like you get choice A, B, and C, you pick A, then you can B, C, D, have them as a choice basically, which is quite not as fun. Also, the gene seeds do not really alter your starting conditions a lot of the time. They do have an impact on your round. Starting with 10 more HP does not make a difference. Having your third evolution be legendary though, that is a huge difference. Or having your affinities change randomly at the start, that can also make a different path available for you, but only in the long run of the run and not at the very beginning. So your beginnings are pretty much always the same besides the starting biome, but your enemies will always be the same. Your attack, your dash, if you choose not the gene seed where you don't have a dash, it will always be the same, and it will take quite a while till you can discern your creature a little bit more. So I would like that you can start with an evolution path, making sure you not enforce a build, but get more clarity on how to get to a build. Because the more you pick of one category, for example, predator or being imposing, the more evolutions you get from that direction. But it can also happen that you have the first 20 levels, or for example till the first boss comes, and you don't have a good choice of your weapon yet. Most of the time the weapon means having an evolution like trunk, jaws, the beak, stuff that can attack basically. And if you go for a herbivore build, or if you go for a physical build, and you don't get the right weapon, then it can hinder you quite a bit. And the first boss then will be way more of a challenge than it should be. I do hope the developer will improve on that. At the same time, I do think that the developer will watch this game. It is quite popular at the moment, so there will be some further development, and I do hope quality of life will be one point. You will see the start of the round most often, since you will die a lot. It's a roguelike, so obviously you will have to die, which also means having a little bit of change would be more appreciated, especially also in the enemy variety, because there will always be the predator will always be the same, and there are 2 types or maybe 3 types of prey animals. It will always be around. I think it would be, for example, fun if you could take the creatures of your previous run or previous runs as your enemy from that. I know that some other games have done that, taking your own creatures and putting them into the world. One favorite one would be, for example, Spore, but I think also here it could be quite fun. But obviously those are opinions of mine. So if I'm overcritical, please do say so. And if you have any suggestions to improve that, or if I am way too critical and you have a total different opinion, do let me know in the comments. On the other side, I mean, I love this game. I have played quite a bit, and I do see a lot of potential, especially when more evolutions come, more creatures, more environments, everything can be added in, even cosmetics, if they want to take that path. The challenges are a great way to mix up the normal gameplay, so you have a little bit more to overcome, a little bit of a puzzle or a little bit of a narrow path that you have to take. Another positive thing, the celebration at the end of a round is a lovely thing, because you can get a screenshot with a GIF of your character in the end. You can save that to another folder. You get the stats, how you won, why you won, a lot of different info on how much damage you took, what your main prey was, stuff like that. Would have loved that for other games as well, since you can then get feedback and everything like that. All in all, Everything is Crab is a highly enjoyable game. If you like roguelike or survival likes, I can only recommend it. Same if you like evolution-like games, like for example Spore, where you can watch your creature grow and get bigger and evolve, then definitely check it out. At the same time, I do hope that the developer for this game does not stop and we get more evolutions over time, so it can grow and the community can grow as well. So let me know in the comments if you already played it, what evolution paths you do favor, and which predator level you are at the moment, because to be honest, I'm not at 20 yet. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.